updates that we are receiving in our newsroom right now, there is heavy traffic outbound from Tehran, especially towards the provinces to the north. Authorities are facilitating the movement, including by delivering fuel in major congested expressways. This comes after the Supreme National Security Council told nearly 10 million residents to leave the capital. Iranian Red Crescent spokesperson said that at least 20 of Iran's 32 provinces have been targeted and citizens are urged to stay away from points of impact. The government has emphasized that it has enough food and fuel, and ministers and governors of border provinces have been given additional authorities to import essential goods when necessary. This is all about Iran. Universities and schools have been closed until further notice, and classes will be moved online when possible. Many universities and schools had already been taken online over recent weeks amid student protests. Asha Castleberry is a U.S. national security and foreign policy expert. She's now joining us live from Washington, D.C. Asha Castleberry, it's good to see you. What do you make of this strike by the United States in coordination with Israel in West Asia?
Well, this is definitely a sign of the outcome with regards to what happened with the ongoing diplomacy or negotiations that were happening within the last several weeks, and evidently it did not achieve de-escalation or not to enter in a new phase of this, which is war against Iran. So what we're seeing right now is that a failure with regards to the diplomatic talks. And now the United States and Israel has entered a new phase when it comes to engagement with Iran. And now you're seeing a rapid escalation where this has spread beyond Iran, where now there's significant targets in the Gulf region, specifically, UAE, as well as we're also seeing outside of Gulf speculation involving Jordan. So we have to be in pursuit of de-escalation. Hopefully the UN Security Council can help bring the international community as far as trying to achieve de-escalation between the two parties.
Of water to clear your throat for a bit right now, and then we continue this conversation. As you do that, I just want to know from you the geopolitical impact that this strike by the United States and Israel has had on West Asia region, and going forward, how is America going to deal with that geopolitical problem or geopolitical issue, if there is anything or if there is any that will emerge from that?
Well, what you're seeing is that in terms of the airstrikes or targets, it's targeting the Gulf region where we have U.S. troops, and these troops are now at risk, and like especially specifically in places like Qatar, right, and other areas where we have significant military assets along the Strait of Hormuz. Now, what we need to do is moving forward is making sure that Congress can reach a war powers resolution so that we can address this issue significantly, where showing that the executive branch cannot move forward with a war without authorization from Congress. So there's a lot of movement involving Congress right now. There's a lot of discussions as far as making sure that Congress comes back to Washington and looks to ways on how to pass a war powers resolution.
And talking more about that, because it's an interesting aspect that you brought up, Congress involvement in this whole situation, because Trump has been known to bypass the Congress and do some of his actions that he does, or some of these moves that he does. What do you think will be the ramification if Trump continues to bypass the Congress and do such actions like what he did in Venezuela and now what he did in Iran?
Yes, thank you for bringing Venezuela. What you'll see is I think it will definitely impact there'll be a political ramification. I think there'll be a political concern on actually within his party, mainly with MAGA, where they do not want this war. And this was a promise that we will not go into another foreign war. And I think that's going to definitely impact some of the elected officials, where they're going to be insupportive or espouse that we should not go to war with Iran and support a war resolution powers act. So I do feel that this is going to be another situation where you'll see that more support will come from MAGA in terms of ensuring that we have this, we will not enter another war with Iran. And another thing too is to mention, thank you for mentioning Venezuela. Venezuela is a perfect example that because Congress failed to address or constrain the executive branch, that gave President Trump the battlefield confidence to do what he's doing right now in Venezuela. So if we had addressed fully the executive branch involving its actions in Venezuela, you would not probably see what's happening right now in Iran. So it's very important that Congress eventually just checks it or balances out this excessive behavior involving military powers or authorization from the executive branch.
All right. Miss Asha Castleberry, it's good to see you at this very not normal situation and not normal situation going forward. But thank you for talking to us today.
Thank you.